y'all, welcome back to another episode of Cocktail Hour. I am Meg.
And I'm Nikki.
Real quick, I just need to point out, I remember the first episode we ever recorded, getting myself to get the balls enough to say, hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Cocktail Hour. Like, I was so nervous to speak on a microphone. And now I'm kind of like, tis what it is. It feels like nothing. And that's, you just need to do the things you want to do, and they'll become natural eventually.
Literally. Yep.
For the listener, I could see that blank
thought was
come
going
across her face before it came out of her
nowhere.
mouth.
No, I was just going to say, I literally made a TikTok this morning that was like, I was scrolling yesterday and this girl was like, if your TikToks aren't getting more than 300 views, I'm going to hold your hand when I say this. It's because they're not that good. And I was like, you know what? Social media isn't fucking real.
Yeah.
So I'm going to post whatever I want.
Also,
whatever I want.
So you're telling me, here's what's good. Okay, ready? I dropped an infant on its head. Read the caption for more information. Like,
no.
It's literally
the next video that I scrolled to after that one was a man in a sun bear costume at a kid's party doing absolutely nothing. 12 million views, 2 million likes. And I'm thinking to myself, okay.
Yeah.
Here I am trying to be a micro influencer on TikTok. And this motherfucker has one video of himself in a bear costume doing nothing. But you're telling me my videos aren't good.
Yeah.
But I've seen a chicken go viral. Yeah. I've seen a chicken go viral for doing nothing.
Random shit.
So, yeah. I think that kind of just brought back into my head, like, do whatever you want to do. And it does not matter what a single person thinks or says about you, because at the end of the day, when you die, you're dead.
You're dead.
Like, okay.
There's nothing that's going to change it. No amount of money you had is going to change it. No amount of fame you had is going to change it. We all going to die.
Speaking of death.
I'm going to choke. Okay.
As somebody who loves a sports documentary, you need to watch the Dale Earnhardt documentary, NASCAR race car driver.
Okay.
It's on Hulu or HBO Max or something. It's a 4-part series, but all parts are out now.
Yeah.
The way that I have zero interest in NASCAR, driving, whatever, locked in. Fully locked in. This man is insane.
But do you know why you're so locked in?
Yeah, because he's amazing.
Yeah.
Because he's an incredible... There are things to be said about specific human beings who make something of themselves out of nothing. Michael Jordan, and out of just sheer talent, not even just sheer talent, but the dedication that they have to their sport.
Yep.
Michael Jordan, perfect example. Dale Earnhardt, and race car drivers race well into their late 40s, 50s. Like, they have long careers.
And mind you, that looks miserable, by the way.
He's driving 200 miles an hour.
And you're like fucking sweating in there. I don't watch NASCAR or F1 or like any of that stuff, but I do not, to me, I don't watch it because I don't think it's impressive. I think it's incredibly impressive.
It's wildly impressive.
And the fact that you're in essentially a killing machine, like one wrong turn.
People die
all the time.
All of the time. In fact, that's how he died.
Yeah.
Was during
That's the
a
dad,
race.
Right?
Correct.
There's a younger
Dale
one.
Earnhardt, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. was on the track directly in front of his father when he crashed and died. Mind you, the crash, which is shown in the last episode, doesn't even look that bad.
Yeah.
He has had crashes that I was like, oh my God, is this where he dies to Craig? And Craig's like, no, just wait.
Fine.
He walks out of that car just fine.
Yeah.
He's flipping in the air 17 times. Looks like I would die. I would die in that.
Yeah.
He walks out and he's like, all right, I'm good.
Mind you, I've gotten an fender bender and I've been like, I need to see the chiropractor. Like, I'm fucking stressed.
But I was thinking of that last night. I was like, oh my God, you would love it.
Yeah.
It is such an impressive, well done documentary. His children are all in it. It is mind blowing to me how some people perfect their craft so much and just don't give up to the point where they're like just not normal people. It's incredible. And so I thought about that. Like,
I love a good sports doc.
And mind you, I actually do. Craig has grown up going to the racetrack every single year. His dad is going. Oh my gosh, his dad grew up going to the same race. He's gone every year for the last 50 years. He missed 1 year, like 2 years ago. I think it was my first year going. He missed, or 3 or 4 years ago, my first year going. He missed because Craig's mom had broken both of our feet. Like couldn't walk.
Sorry,
couldn't walk or something. But they are a racing family. Like Craig's brother is, I don't know what he is, crew chief or crew manager for one of the cars at so we go now. It is a part of my yearly annual thing that we do. We take the kids and we go to the racetrack every first weekend in August. So this, to me, even now, even more so now, I was like, wait, I didn't know this, or I didn't get that, or I didn't realize this. And it's very interesting.
I do think documentaries like that are really important to be made because it does get you maybe a little interested. I was not interested in basketball a lick until I watched The Last Dance. And then even now, I'm more interested in it because, like, okay, great, watching the Wolves, and the Wolves were actually doing good. And it's easier to get involved in something when the team is doing well. But I do think that those documentaries, they're there for a reason. They're not just there for the people who already love racing. It's like, no, other people should watch this and see how impressive they are. I would love to see one on, like, bull riding.
No. I hate it.
I understand.
Nope.
But the rodeo thing, it's always going to be a thing. It's always going to be a thing. But those people who ride those bulls, that seems insane. The fact that you're risking your life.
Don't care.
It's like, good. I hope they get stomped on.
Well, you broke your collarbone. That sucks.
That sucks. I guess you shouldn't have got on that animal.
Sorry about that.
That's fair.
I'm not with the shits.
So we are doing a little bit of a social media roundup today this week. Nikki is in Italy. You guys should stalk her. You guys should be stalking her Instagram.
Ciao bella.
Grazie.
That's
all I would say, and that's all I knew. Adam practiced for months before we went there, and I was like, I can't.
I need to pick back up on my practicing.
But stalk her Instagram because she will be sharing where she's at. And
don't take Meg's word for this. She's keeps saying stalk my Instagram. I don't know what I'm doing.
Actually, that's true. And before we went on our road trip, we were like, watch our Instagram. The moment I get on the road, I'm like, I'm just trying to get where I gotta go.
Neither of us posted a single thing. We were like, you know what? We're living in a fucking murder rapist van.
Yeah.
We're not posting a thing. We're going to sleep. And we're hungry. And we're going to have some bomb Italian food and get high. Okay? That's it.
And sleep in a van in the cold.
In the cold.
Here's my thing, though. Those will be memories we never forget. So worth it.
I thought you were gonna say those will be memories we'll never think of again.
Oh no. I'll always think of them fondly. Okay, so we are gonna go over some videos. I know that we're in audio only, so this is gonna be a little bit of a pain, but we'll describe what we're watching if there's not words behind it. I don't know.
You can totally just add a clip, right?
Oh, it's just on
on YouTube.
We could add a clip.
You can watch on YouTube if you'd like to listen. We can add these clips because it's just an overlay little video on top of the static image.
You just won't see our faces with it,
which is great because you don't want to see us right now anyhow.
We be looking nuts. So this first one, I am going to describe it for a second, but I'm not going to talk about who posted it because I'm not here to talk shit, but it is a video, and the caption here is, the key to a good candid photo, be weird. And it's two girls holding hands, and they're trotting. They're trotting. I was going to say half skipping.
Half skip, but they're trotting.
But that's a good thesaurus moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're doing it over and over and over again.
Side by side, holding hands.
Yes. So the reason I bring this up is essentially the goal is to do like a weird, silly prompt to try to catch the in-between moment, and it ends up being a good photo. I'm struggling with this lately.
Why?
I've had some mental issues
about
engagement sessions. Now, when I first started, I'd be doing the whole like, okay, let's say you're shooting with a man and a woman. we'll do the woman standing in front, the man standing behind, and the man grips her arms and they kind of wave them around like an airplane,
I remember
right? Like,
those
do the
days.
airplane. And although the photo that you get might be cute, the process in which is just stupid. It's stupid. I was going to use another word, but it's stupid.
Yeah, don't say that.
And I really struggle because I go, am I doing a disservice to my clients by not having these like cutesy photos, but to get to them, we are being so disingenuous and it feels so forced. But then I go, okay, but then what if my engagement galleries are very filled with just like, hey, your hand here, you guys looking at each other, now you guys kissing, now you guys looking here. You know what I mean? Like, you can mix it up, but you get my point is like, if I completely scrap any cheesy prompt to get those like cutesy photos, is that a disservice or is that me being more genuine during a shoot?
Okay, here's my thing. And I tell couples this at engagement sessions. I say, listen, this is not the candid. We're not like, that's not going to happen when it's just the three of us. Yes, we can. I can definitely catch candid moments of the two of you laughing from prompts or things. However, I'm here with you and it's going to feel a little uncomfortable and disingenuous anyway because I'm third wheeling essentially you guys walking around on a date.
Yeah.
It's not going to be the same. And I say this, it's not going to be the same as your wedding day where there are live moments happening that can be captured to create actual memories from what is genuinely happening. It's a completely different setup. And that's how I approach it because I'm not, unless we're running into like somebody walking a dog that you want to stop and pet or X, Y, and Z, like you see a friend randomly at Boom Island Park, which like also don't know if we're shooting at Boom Island Park anymore because there was recently a murder there.
Just nuts.
At 9 p.m. That happened at 9 p.m.
I actually don't think that's I feel like I read something a year or two ago. There was another shooting there. And I'm like,
there have been shootings there, but like not murder.
Yeah, not where
last time I brought a couple there, actually, there were 5 sheriff's cars and an ambulance. And I was like, I'm so sorry. It's normally not like
it's
this.
normally pretty chill.
Mind you, it was like 6 p.m. It was early. And it's making me not feel great.
It's so weird because it's such a like.
It's not weird.
I mean, I guess it's right on the bridge. It's right, like, you know, the area right on the river right there.
A location that is like, yeah, like you texted me when I sent you that, like, I want to bring my dog here. I want to come sit and have a picnic here. However, I do think it's turned more into like an after dark hangout area for, you know, people in the area that just kind of obviously want to shoot other people, which is horrible. But I do think it has become that more so over the years. Yeah. And it is a great location. That's what kind of sucks is that like it is such a beautiful, it's genuinely one of my favorite parks. I went there on my birthday just to go for a walk with my family. Like, so it makes me really sad to see that that's happening. However, that can also happen anywhere. Like it's not something that's just to the area, but for me it sucks that it is happening right there.
Yeah. A park that we like so much.
But back to the engagement session and going into this like skipping thing, I saw this and I was like, I low-key want to try that. Yeah. I kind of want to just see what happens. And I think a big part of it is just having that communication with your couples and saying like, yeah, this might feel weird and it is a little silly. And we 100% won't do this on your wedding day. Yeah. Because like I said, on your wedding day, there will be moments that are genuine that you can birth a freaking perfect photo out of. Yeah. But at your engagement session, it's just us. So yeah, while I am throwing your arms around each other and making you do all these fun little cutesy poses, I also want to see like what gets you laughing. I want to see what makes you feel silly and also gets you a little bit out of your comfort zone. It's getting me out of my comfort zone because you surely look like an idiot doing it. And I'm like, okay, well, here I am with these idiots photographing them. But it truly is something that I'm like, okay, well, this is getting you out of your comfort zone a little bit so that you feel a little more loosey-goosey. And you're also not feeling like I'm just this stiff photographer posing you in the same way over and over again. Like, that might be your favorite photo of the whole day. I don't know.
That's fair. I just feel like I feel so disconnected from things like that where I just go, I don't want to do it. But I also struggle with engagement sessions. Yeah, I also struggle with engagement sessions in general because, like you said, there's nothing happening.
Right.
We're just
creating the moments.
Yeah, we are creating the moments, or it's just like I am going to be maybe setting you up for prompts the entire time, and then how you kind of go about them are on you. But, or if you go out and do something in public, there's not a ton for you to do at a bar besides grab a drink together and
share a couple giggles and kiss.
And I just sit there and I'm like, okay, so this is just another reminder that no matter how far along you are in this job, you can always feel not as confident about different pieces and want to work on things. So for me, I really would love, if I did a mentorship about anything, it would be about engagement sessions, which is probably dumb. Wedding days I feel great about.
Right.
Because there's so many moments happening and that's where I thrive. And then, there's some portraits. Great, we can do those. But it's the engagement sessions where I go, I just feel so disconnected from them because what I love most about this job is not happening during engagement sessions. And I struggle with that. And that's not the couple's fault. That's on me. And I don't think I'm bad at engagement sessions.
Right.
I just want to be better. I want to be someone that people see my engagement sessions and they flock to me, even if they're not my wedding couple. They're like, I just need engagement photos. Yeah. We're not ready to book a wedding photographer yet. Like, that is something I'd love to do. But if someone came to me, I decline those inquiries the rare times they happen because I don't love engagement sessions. And I'm like, I want to love engagement sessions. So I don't know.
Interesting.
If anyone out there feels like they kick ass at engagement sessions and want to do a mentorship, call me.
Careful.
Yeah. That's true.
Never mind. She's taking that back.
I'll seek you out.
Yeah.
I'll seek you out.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a video that I came across yesterday, and this is Tale as Old as Time.
This one?
No.
Show me.
Guess.
Just flip the phone. Okay.
The girl.
Yep.
Or the lady.
Yep.
So I'm going to play a little bit of it, and then we'll talk through it a little bit.
22 photos, she goes by a number. This is Tori Karlovic, or White Oak Images, or White Oak Photo Co., or 422 Photos. She goes by a number of names. To give you an overview on how Tori operates, here's a little gist. Tori is known for sending inexperienced photographers in her place to cover weddings with little to no notice to any of the couple. She's also known for reaching out to other photographers with about 1 day notice to cover wedding days. She's known for not giving refunds to clients until they take down posts, shedding her in a negative light. Finally, and this is her favorite, she's known for lying about why she can't make it to your shoot. She uses excuses such as sudden illness, food poisoning, emergency surgery, and on a couple different occasions, she's been bitten by dogs. Now, this is
not the
ridiculous.
Dogs.
Like, don't bring the dogs into this.
Not the dogs. You were bitten by dogs. So, in a nutshell, again, tale as old as time. We see this shit all the time. But at White Oak _images in the Northeast Ohio area is just a scammer. And I don't understand how people don't think that this will catch up to them eventually. Hey, I was bitten by a dog. Hey, I have to have emergency surgery. Later in the video, It even goes over that she said that she had a miscarriage. And then she told the judge that in fact was incorrect. And I just sit here and I go, is it about the money? Like, you're collecting, let's say you book 3 weddings for the day, you only go to one, you send an associate to the other 2. Or do you not know really what you're doing? Like,
no, you know what you're doing.
No. I meant like, photography wise, let's say you're just like not very confident in what you're doing, so you're just like,
no,
I don't want to show up to that wedding. I don't want to.
No. In what world are you booking 6 weddings on the same day, and you're like, well, I'm not confident shooting one of them, so let me book 6 of them.
Shit.
Like, let me book 6 weddings, even though I'm not confident for the one, and you don't show up to any of them. That's a scam artist. That's somebody who found a way to make a quick buck, who thought that they could get away with it, who thought, okay, let me just turn a quick profit here and still maybe not have people say anything about it because somebody is showing up to their wedding and shooting it, even though it's not me. And she can also go back and be like, well, you didn't read your contract. She could have it sprinkled in there somewhere that, somebody can just show up randomly that's not her and not go over that with her clients and then say, well, you didn't read your contract. It's stated in there clearly that if anything happens to me, blah, 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 blah. The problem where I'm running into with this, which all of it is a problem, is that it says in the video that she is reaching out to other photographers as short notice as to like 2 days before a client's actual wedding date.
Yeah.
Reaching out to other photographers saying, hey, I know it's short notice, but are you available in 2 days to shoot this wedding? I got hit by a bus. I was recently buried alive and I can't make it. Like, she's coming up with every excuse in the book.
Real quick, pause. Do you know that is actually my biggest fear
I don't even want to talk about getting buried alive because that's, I as a claustrophobic person, don't even bring it up. I don't know why I said it. Like,
but although we're not talking about it, I decided early on that if I ever woke up and was in that situation, if I at least had a little mobility of my neck, I would bang my head so hard onto the side and just try to kill myself.
Okay.
Because you think I'm going to let myself slowly suffocate? No.
Okay.
We're going out, as Frank Sinatra said, my way. Anyways, this is diabolical. This bitch is diabolical. And on her Instagram is still up.
Oh, her Instagram is still up.
Still up. She's
comments are restricted.
Yes.
I went and I looked.
She just posted something that was like, can't wait for these 2025 weddings. And come to find out, there's brides that are like,
my wedding isn't listed on here. Where am I? So anyway, if you're a scammer, if you're a scam artist, just know you're going straight to hell.
Yeah.
Like, you're literally not. You're scamming people. And, you know, if anybody watches freaking The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Jen Shah, she scammed a ton of old people out of money. These are old people. Funny. You can't be scamming old people. And you certainly cannot be scamming brides and grooms who are preparing for the most special day of their lives thus far and thinking that you're, you know, making it up to the pearly gates when you're scamming these folks. We don't scam the vulnerable.
And I'm not even a religious person, but I do believe that wherever you're going is
it's hell.
It's not good. It's not good. It might just be just
it's actually it's the afterlife.
That's what ghosts are. They're wedding vendors who fucking scammed couples.
No, the afterlife for these people, they have to come and it's you and you're sitting there with you're burying them alive, even though they're dead. It's you burying them.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm down. I think that should be a television
And you're like, hey, guys, if you don't want to suffocate, just bang your head against the thing really hard. But just a reminder, this is the afterlife, so it's just never going to end.
Right. You're dead. That's actually a huge fear of mine is if everything is real, heaven and hell, I'm like, God, what if I end up in hell? And like, it's really hot every day.
Oh, you'd be sweating.
That's what it is. It's not even crazy, like scary things. It's just you're in a sauna perpetually.
Okay, but did you ever watch the season, the Coven season of American Horror Story? Because they end this season, spoiler alert, fast forward 15 seconds if you don't want to hear this. They end the season with everybody's personal hell. And in what hell actually is when they die is your personal hell, and you never escape it. It's an eternity of you being buried alive and trying to bang your way out of it by banging your head, and you never get out of it. Banging your head doesn't work, and you are slowly stuck. This is getting
like a
so
Black
dark.
Mirror episode.
Literally. So I would just...
Wait, what's your own personal hell? Because I actually don't think mine would be... I mean, yeah, being buried alive would be
my
horrible.
own personal hell would be like... If that ever happened to me, mine would be in a situation where I'm stuck, and I don't know if you can see, but I'm having like a physical response. Yeah. Being stuck in any situation where there is like a helpless animal being like abused or tortured, and I can't do anything about it, and it's like makes me want to throw up.
Yeah,
it makes me
get that.
Violently unwell.
Actually, I never thought about that as that could be mine as well, but I agree with that. My OCD thoughts that sometimes will pop up will be like a video I saw 10 years ago, and the moment my brain relaxes for a moment, it flashes in my brain for a second just to fuck up my entire day. And I'm like, great, okay, I'm going to think about that piglet for my entire fucking day.
Yeah.
So I get that. I think mine would be having to be in a room with my dad and his eyes switch when he's had one too many, and he goes from like fun guy to like, oh great, we don't know what's gonna happen. I just remember those moments. I've never been more uncomfortable in my entire life. Nothing crazy happened. Like, I was never molested.
I was gonna say, was he like beating your ass?
No.
Jesus.
This man, though, so mind you, we lived in a trailer. So your hallway, there's walls on both sides. You can barely fit down this hallway, right? And he would have too much to drink. And what made him do this, I don't know. But this was a common thing. He would go down the hallway and bang his hands on both sides of the whatever, just to let the household know that he was upset. He would bang and scream. He'd throw dishes.
I think you should do EMDR therapy.
She's like, you should see someone.
I think you should do EMDR therapy. I think it would make you... You're already a wonderful person. Aww, imagine how much more wonderful you would be with EMDR therapy.
I know, but I worry I would lose my spark.
No, I'm still pretty sparky.
I worry therapy and
you just
medication.
Lose a little bit of the trauma.
Yeah, that's fair. My mom tells me that often. She's like, you should probably talk to someone.
And talking through it is great, but like there are therapies like EMDR, and I don't know if you're familiar with it at all, but like it actually rewires your full brain to recategorize how you process things. Yeah. So like, I should probably do it again because living with my mother has brought up a lot of things that I'm like, I thought I did EMDR therapy for this. Yeah. And now I'm like... Okay, I need to do it again, which is fine. Like, you can do it again. But I've never done a therapy where afterwards I was like, holy shit. Yeah. That is crazy how I look at things now and they don't trigger me the way that they used to. Like, I remember being in church once and I was sitting behind my mom. She didn't save me a seat next to her because we were... Mind you, this is the church cult that I talk about all the time, but my mom is married to the head pastor, and she sat somebody else next to her. And the way that I felt so neglected and all of my childhood neglect moments came up. And I have probably autism because I stim too. When I get upset, I have to like repeatedly tap my hand or... This was when I was crazy, but I would like bang my head a little. Like I would get a little crazy.
Just a little.
Just a little
giant
crazy.
Dent in the wall.
There were.
I've been there.
But I remember like biting my cheek so hard or like digging my nails into my hands so hard that I was bleeding and being like, well, that's actually insane. That's not normal. And then after EMDR, I was like, okay, yeah, girl, you don't want to take me somewhere. Deuces. Yeah. I don't need you.
You don't feel that rage.
I don't feel the rage anymore.
Maybe I should talk to someone because I'm a very rageful person, which is funny because on one side of Meg is pure unadulterated rage. Like I get so... It could be the smallest thing and it's the straw that broke the camel's back for me because life is overwhelming in general. And then on the other side, you have the person who's like fighting on behalf of other people, thinking like, who cares if they're asking for money outside of Costco? Like, leave them alone. Don't tell yourself a story. Why don't you just think, I wonder what the story is behind that of why he found himself there, and let it be. Like, let it lie. I have such different sides of my personality, very kind and caring on one side and very rageful about like, you just sent me that meme the other day where it was like me inside the car looking at a pedestrian and I'm like, I'm going to fucking hit you if you don't get out of my way. But then roles reversed. If I were the pedestrian, I'm looking at the car thinking, hit me. I dare you.
Every time.
I could actually use the insurance money. So why don't you clip me real quick? And it's just the crazies.
It's the Spider-Man meme where it's like, no, you're insane. No, you're insane. No, you're actually fucking insane. No, you're insane. And it's like, yeah, I'm a little crazy, but like, that's okay. Yeah. But I do think crazy to a certain extent is like fun, quirky. Like, we're cool girls. We're funny.
I think Adam's life would be extremely boring without me in it.
However, I think that if you went to EMDR therapy, there'd still be a level in you that would be like, okay, I'm quirky, fun, crazy. I'm just not hysterically crying today, When
Adam and I first started dating, I did not realize how much that stuff from my childhood impacted me until like he had one beer and he shut the cupboard and it hit like slammed on its own. And I was like, oh my God. And I flipped out. I started freaking out and crying. I started screaming at him that he was so drunk and blah, 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 blah. And he was like, baby, I've had one beer.
He's like, girl, are you okay?
He's like, this just slammed accident. He even opened it to show me, like, if you leave it at a certain part, essentially it sucks itself back into the wall and slams. And I had such a mental breakdown. And even for years, he and I really would get into it about his drinking. Because, again, he likes to have some drinks, but he would have 1 or 2 beers. And I'm then all of a sudden right here waiting for him to do something that makes me think that he's going to go off the deep end like my dad. And he's like, babe.
You're just going up based off of lived experiences, though. Yeah. And that's, again, you can rewire your brain
with the EMDR
to recategorize things that, like, to most people might be very normal. Yeah. And be like, okay, well, let me recategorize that and understand that I've already processed that, dealt with it. It's a lived experience that I have, but I can put it away in this filing cabinet and say, like, that is what it was, and it doesn't impact my today or how I react to things today. Yeah. Because things are so wildly different now. Like, that's clearly not Adam's intent, you know? Like, but that because it was your lived experience, it's still living out here when it should be categorized.
Yeah, that's fair. How did we go from
a girl ghosting people
to our own personal hell to therapy? You're welcome, everybody. Honestly, I feel like you should be sending us money. I feel like
everybody should subscribe to our Patreon.
Yeah, this is BetterHelp Virtual Edition. I don't even know if BetterHelp is still a thing.
It is. And while we're speaking about that, you should really Google right now virtual appointment for bronchitis so that you can get that shit taken care of. Speaking of anxiety and EMDR,
oh my God,
the dogs are having a conniption right now.
You know, and I know I've said this to you before. Sometimes it's just easy to not feel like you're a great person or like, oh, I wish I did more for the community. I wish I was just like a nicer person. I wish I had less rage. I do have really good pets, and it reminds me that, like, you're an okay human. Otherwise, these dogs would not be okay.
Oh, 100%.
Like, they'd be scared. They'd be whatever. And I'm like, no, I'm a good mom to these fuckers.
Yeah.
And the rest of it, I'm working on
history.
it. I'm working on the rage.
And that's okay.
What I will do is, because I have my chart through Alina, I will do a virtual appointment. I promise I will do it today.
Well, there you go.
I will tell you guys,
will benefit you greatly.
I already had a cold, and then I think I said I went to the Beyonce concert. It was 40 degrees, and then we had to walk a mile back to the hotel. Now thinking about it, because I really wanted you to come to that Sunday show. Good thing you didn't.
No, I would have been so pissed.
If I were just like hacking and barely able to enjoy it, I really, really want to get us, just telling everybody, I want to get us to one of her shows. Best case scenario of my life, this is what would happen. Okay. She's got a Vegas show the 25th of July and the 26th of July. I have weddings both of those days. Best case scenario, she adds a show on the 27th of July.
That would be the best.
And we leave in the morning.
Or we take a red eye on the 26th.
We go, get shitty seats. I don't care. I just want to see her. And I want to see the whole.
Do you think she would?
Do an extra show?
Add a show?
She's definitely done that. She already added those Vegas shows. They were not in the original lineup.
Didn't she add a show in Chicago too?
Excuse me. I think so.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because that's what. Yeah. So that would be best case scenario. I literally would put it on the credit card. I'd be like, I've already purchased our tickets. We know the room will be free. That would be
the best.
We can go sit at the pool.
Beyonce, if you're listening.
Yes. Which I know you do week to week.
Please add a show July 27th.
In Las Vegas.
And we will be there.
How amazing would that be? I love sharing things that I love with people that I love. So I was listening. Again, this is why I was crying the other day.
That's a great quality.
Because I was listening to the live show, and I just sat there and I was just teary-eyed, and I thought it would be so fun to be able to look over at Nikki and like watch you be kind of like, wow, like this is kind of cool. And that would just be such a huge thing that you can't really put a dollar amount on. Now, Adam would disagree with me.
Adam's downstairs. Adam's on the other side of the wall, like
listening.
He's doing Morse code. He's like,
it's like, don't
guys, shut the fuck up. Anyway,
okay, wait, couple more that I want to share. So this one I will have you listen to, and this is if photographers could say what they really wanted to.
Okay.
Hey, what's up, Brandon?
Yeah, you're late. Let's go. I think some at the water probably look really good too.
Yeah, I think we should take some by the water.
Okay, smile. Smile. Do you want to do this or not? Okay, for this one, do a pose like this.
Something like this?
No, like this. Can you see?
Yo, bro, can I see those pictures?
Yo, can you back up? All right, just hold that really quick. I just gotta fix my lighting.
So smile right now.
So, idiot, I said, wait 1 second, I gotta fix my lighting. Looks so good.
Hey, can you take a couple with my phone?
All right, which way was it again?
I think it was this one.
All right, these look really good. I think we got them all.
So about a day or two till I get them back?
No, like a month.
Okay, so what I have to say about that is any time where he was silent for a second, it was because he was glaring at the person who was asking him the question. But
again, watch on YouTube to see these.
Oh, yeah. I'll make sure to put him up there. But it is so funny to me, the amount of sass I think in my head sometimes during wedding days or sessions, not honestly sessions that much, but wedding days. And it's typically, again, it's not my couple, it's the family. It's like Aunt Sue, who is rude. And I'm like, if I could only say what I want to say to you. We were just at a wedding.
Your face says it.
Yeah, I know. Even if my words don't, my face is going to say it. But we were at a wedding where a guest dropped something and the wedding coordinator was nearby. And the person who dropped it went to pick it up and someone else said, no, and pointed at the wedding coordinator and said, like, she can do it. She can get it. And I was like, the way that I would want to say something, like, you're an adult. You dropped something.
Pick it up.
And what I think we just had this yesterday where someone was like, you are the help. So just be the help and be okay being the help.
Yeah.
And, you still deserve respect. It's still the connotation, like the phrase, the help. It comes with a level of lower. Like you are lower. Yep. It's not just a word. People take these words or these phrases and they're like, it's not that big of a deal. And I said, yeah, well, you use them with malicious intent. They become a big deal. So it's not like everyone's being sensitive. You're purposefully using these things. Okay, I'm going to give an example. And maybe this is too far off for the pod, but I'm going to give this example.
Okay, we might cut this out, guys.
We might. When I worked at a corporation, I had a team member who I managed, who was on my team, very chill, never like really let anything roll off his back. He was like, even if you had to have a critical conversation with him about performance or whatever, like he was a pretty chill individual. He was older. He was an older black man. I'd say like 55, like whatever. One day, some new team member came in and said one word to him, and it wasn't the N-word. And it's funny. He even said, I would have rather been called the N-word. But guess what this guy called him?
Lazy.
Nope.
Idiot.
Boy.
Oh.
And he kept calling him boy. And I have a feeling that this team member, he was older. He has experienced racism in his life.
Obviously.
He absolutely has. Even if he wasn't older. But he's seen some shit.
Yes.
And he has seen the whole like switch from using derogatory to now using the word like
a microaggression.
Boy. And yeah, it's used with malicious intent. And this guy thought it was funny to keep calling him that. And he flipped out. This team member flipped out.
Good.
And I've never seen anything bug him until that. And he was like, and again, he said that. He's like, I wish he would have called me the N-word. That would have been better. Like, be outwardly racist if you're going to be outwardly but don't be calling me this. Yeah, with like a southern, accent. Yep. And I'm like, yeah, it made total sense. And it became a really big thing with that other team member and like disciplinary action. But it's stuff like that where I go, you can take something very small, just a word, but it depends on your intent behind it. And you're a fucking a-hole. So I don't even know where that started from.
Don't know.
What were we just watching?
The guy, when he was silent, given the side eye.
Y'all, that's the best part of this podcast. I have no idea where these thoughts come from.
Truly.
I'm sure when I listen back to it, I'll decide and figure that out. I feel like there was something you sent over. Sorry, that was loud as shit.
I had sent over a post about a bridesmaid. Something from Threads from Hani Hazwani. And she says, unpopular opinion, don't expect your best friends to be your bridesmaids or maid of honor and take the responsibility of running the whole event, especially for free, just because you're close to them. They have their own lives and careers. If you need an MC coordinator or any other role, please hire professionals. Don't put the blame on your friends if they don't meet your expectations when you never should have placed that burden on them to begin with, just to cut the cost. That is not fair. And I agree wholeheartedly. I've actually even been put in a position where like my cousin was like, I love you so much and I love your work as a photographer, but because I love you, I want you to enjoy the day with me. I want you to be a bridesmaid and I don't want you to be working at my wedding. It just is not, it's not why I want you here.
Yeah.
So I agree. I think anybody who does that, like, stop looking for a fucking deal. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Just scale down your wedding. Do something smaller. Celebrate with your really close friends and family then. Don't try to put your best friend and maid of honor in charge of running a 200-person event. That's not their job.
And then they're all doing pickup at the end of the night as well.
Yeah, or
like,
set up.
what?
Setting up the ceremony while half of the girls are getting hair and makeup done, and then they switch, and then you walk in and you're like, oh, that's not how I wanted it, or this isn't how I liked it. Like, then hire a professional because it's not your mom's responsibility. It's not your, like, if you're in agreement with somebody, like, hey, can you be a day of coordinator? Make that be their role then.
Their job.
That's their job
Not
for the day.
/day of
Right.
coordinator.
Don't have people trying to do split jobs. That's a little cuckoo crazy to me.
Agreed. And it's all about perspective. When you've been in the wedding industry as long as we have, that's where we're coming at with. It's like, then just scale down.
Right.
Don't do 200
Scale
people
down.
and try to do as cheap as possible. That's not fun for you. It's not fun for them.
No.
Just scale down. And if anything, your third cousin will be happy they didn't have another wedding to go to this summer. Like, it's expensive for everybody as well.
It is. It adds up really quickly. So that's, I mean, if you have differing thoughts and opinions on that too, let us know.
Let us know. But
on any of this,
I'm starting to feel that burn a little bit with the Instagram, like looking at Instagram and being like, oh, what about this for the wedding? What about this? Now, mind you, I'm eloping.
Right.
This should be the cheapest shit ever.
Right.
That dress I sent you, like that very ballerina.
Yeah.
It's over $10,000.
Okay,
and
why are you looking at that?
Here's the thing. I didn't know that. Now I'm not looking at it, but it came up on my Instagram and I went, that's a gorgeous dress. Maybe it would be fun to do something very intricate, but shorter, more like, less wedding gown.
When you see things, you need to start reverse Google searching them immediately.
I mean, fair, but yeah, I found out that dress was like couture, blah, blah, blah. And I go,
I'll see something on Pinterest and be like, let me reverse Google search this because it doesn't always come up when you click the picture. Like sometimes it's just a picture. It's not a link. No, I do it every time because I'm like, I'm not going to start digging deep and falling in love with something that is so far out of reach for me that I'm like, I'm not doing that.
I also have decided that, and I know, and we're going to wrap it up soon because I know you have to go, but I've decided that I might have to get extensions for the wedding because I have a very specific hairstyle that I want. And
you can get perfect clip-ins though. You don't have to get like an installation wig.
Fair. And whoever I hire for hair, I would love for them to be able to do extensions on the day or clip-ins or whatever. But I'm mad that
Haley in Texas.
Yeah.
Hers were clip-in extensions and they looked flawless. Yeah. Perfect. Beautiful. Loved it. I actually used to wear clip-in extensions all of the time.
Really?
Yeah.
In high school, we had someone who did, but you could see them clearly.
See, mine weren't
now I have PTSD.
Yeah.
Clip-in.
Don't worry about that.
Fair. Last thing I want to say is I went to Whole Foods yesterday to return something from Amazon, and I saw this on TikTok a long time ago, and I forgot it was a thing. They have the brown butter chocolate chip cookie dough, and they make these giant ones, and it's cookie dough. You put it in the fridge, and so you can just take one out and make one cookie, and it's like a big cookie.
Interesting.
Nikki.
Did you buy it?
Bought it.
Made it.
Made 2 yesterday. I couldn't just eat the one.
Really?
It was the best.
How much are they?
I think it was like $6 for the 4.
For one cookie?
No, for the 4 cookie. You get 4 big lumps of cookie dough. Yeah.
That makes
and
me
honestly,
feel better.
you could cut it in half and roll it and have
multiple
2 cookies. Yeah.
Okay.
I just, wanted one really big cookie, and might be the best cookie I've ever tasted in my
really?
life. Like, you can taste the brown butter. It just
interesting.
So delicious. I do have cookie dough in the fridge. I will not be giving it to you.
I don't want it.
But if you go to Whole Foods, best thing ever.
No, this actually made me just want to make cookies at home.
There you go.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to do that.
That's okay.
because I'm just
That's okay.
No energy.
To save Meg's dog from getting a head injury because he's repeatedly banging his head against the wall, which we know, we've had experiences as
like mother, like
grown
son.
adult mentally ill women. We are gonna wrap things up.
Yeah. So thanks guys for joining this cocktail hour. Don't forget to subscribe, review the pod wherever you listen,
and make sure you follow along at cocktailhour.podcast on Instagram. The submission link is in our bio. Everything is anonymous. We want to hear from you. Any questions, hot takes, whatever you got. You want to send us nudes? Go for it.
Yeah.
We're open to everything. So we can't wait to see what you got for us.
Just make sure they're good.
Yeah, honestly,
Tasteful.
I don't want to see any like gross monster penises.
Or like if it's a butthole, just make sure it's like.
No, I'm good on that too. Don't do that.
Don't show the butt.
I'm so solid on that. Please actually only send wedding related, photography related.
Yeah, things. I don't want to wade through the rest of that.
Anyway.
So we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.